Morning guys, Sunday 31st of May 2020. Hope everybody's staying safe, being practical and keeping themselves out of harm's way. All in Allen's allotment again here. Okay guys, so it's 9:30. Came up here about 8:30, but it's taken almost an hour just to get the birds fed and watered and sorted out. And I had a nice surprise this morning. I had my son-in-law Andrew. I'd actually came up the allotment. It's been watching the progress on the videos, seeing I was struggling with some things, and offered to lend a hand. So Andrew's very kindly, whilst I was doing the birds, he's taken 6 of those 25-litre water bottles down to the tap in the car, filled them up, brought them back up, and put them into the pigeon lofts for me. So that's 300 litres of water he's just brought it for me. So yeah, okay, it'll last a week approximately, and maybe a little bit more for the animals. That still leaves me with me approximate 100 litres in the IBC next to the chicken shed, and 100 litres approximately in this one outside this shed. So any water savings are saving. So I'm really grateful to Andrew for that. Now he's going fishing later on. But he says, whilst I'm here, I've done that job, is there anything else you'd like me to do? And he's very, well, I've got lots of things I'd like people to do. Some of them are really struggling. It isn't so much that I struggle from a physical aspect, it's time constraints. I've probably bitten off far more than I can do with this allotment, guys, as you've seen the sheer size of it. Lots and lots of pigeons, as you can see. Then I've got the chickens. Then there's the grass to cut, there's the garage, the growing area, the polytunnel, and the list goes on. So he's very kindly, I did mention that I've got a nice big wasted space in the garage, 16 foot by 8, going to waste basically, because after projects during the winter period, bits of wood and all sorts, the offcuts and whatever, they were all just threw in the garage. And it just looks like a bonfire in there basically. So I said if I could get that tidied out, that would be a great help, because then I can get some of the rubbish out of here. Well, not rubbish, but I'm building a wall around myself, guys, and I can't move. I'm sitting in this, I'm confined to this one little corner in the shed. And this is the only area I have for to have a cup of coffee and record the videos basically inside here. So I've got gardening tools, forks, spades, etc, etc. So some of it is hanging up on the walls, but I've got some sets of ladders as well, which I could do getting over in the garage. And lots of other stuff like offcuts of wood under the benches, laying on the floor, and I just haven't got the time to tidy it up. And more importantly, even if I could, I'd know where to put it. So Andrew's very kindly offered to go over to the garage, pull everything out onto the ground outside, and start putting things back in neat and tidy. So I've got the kettle on for us now. That's going to be a massive help, and I'm really grateful to Andrew for that, giving up his time and coming up to help an old boy like me. Thanks Andrew, I really do appreciate it, buddy. Cracking lad, thanks again. Alright guys, so not sure what I'm going to be doing today. I'll probably give you a look around in the pigeon lofts later, just so you can see the progress on the pigeons. But I'm probably, it's just so hot though. I mean, it's only, as I say, 9:30, and it's ridiculous degrees centigrade again. And I'm still on fire from yesterday. The back of my neck is burning like hell. So yeah, I'm going to try dodging in and out of the polytunnel. You can probably hear this fan rolling in the background. I can't sit here and not have it on, it's that hot. So I'm going to try and get in the polytunnel, dodging in and out between getting a cool down in the shed, keep myself hydrated, and start trying to put down the irrigation hose into the beds. I've got a couple of little plants I might just go and dot over in the garden area. Those last little seedlings that's sitting in trays that really need to go in there now. We'll just see how we get on, guys. I'm not sure exactly what I'll get done. I might change my mind mid-shift, normally I usually do, but we'll see what today brings, guys. Stay tuned and we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. Okay guys, so just in case you are wondering as well, although Andrew is here giving me a hand, we are practicing the safety measures of 2 meters or more apart, and we're being practical of course whilst we do these things. So just to make you aware that that is the case. It isn't like we're sitting right next to each other and having a conversation, etc, etc. That's how we're doing things. We've also got hand sanitizer up here as well, and I still have my face mask and my gloves, and we'll try not to touch each other. Let's just say that. Okay guys, so just in case you're wondering, we are practicing safe measures. Catch you later guys, bye. Well, as you can see guys, there's Andrew over in the garage, making a start over there on the garage. He's on the phone, possibly either to my son or his wife, and he's just coming over now for his cup of coffee. But we'll make him stay at least 2 meters apart whilst he has that cup of coffee. Okay guys, catch you later, bye. Okay guys, so I'm just over in the garden now planting a couple more of these little seeds that needed to get out there. Long overdue getting put in. So I've just planted the 4 dark basil in here and got those planted. There was 1 Savoy cabbage came up, so we've put that there between the turnips here. And I've had a little visit from my daughter, sitting there over with Andrew, and he's making a cracking job of pulling everything out of the garage so we can start putting it back and make some room. It is literally just mostly junk guys in here, but it needs tidied out, and Andrew's doing that for me, making a cracking job. So yeah, got the daughter up and the grandkids, Leo and Curtis, and they're in there helping the daddy. And here's Leo now. Hello, say hello. Hiya. So that's my youngest grandson, Leo, and Michelle, my daughter, and they're here. 1 for a bit of fresh air, 2, as you can see, we're well away from each other, keeping the social distancing going while we do this, and it's nice to see them and see the grandkids, it really is. So, just another quick update guys, we'll catch you later. Hi guys, back in the shed again now. And just having a cup of coffee. It's 12:30. My daughter and the grandkids have been gone about an hour now. Andrew's making an absolute cracking job over in the garage there, tidying out. Absolutely delighted. I can actually get in and out of it now. He's not finished yet, but he's just starting to put the stuff back in tidily now. So we're getting there. Also, my son's just arrived as well, to come and see how things are, so we can utilise him as well. We can get him cleaning and tidying another shed out while I'm getting on in the polytunnel. So I've taken out some of the plants, the little seedlings out of the polytunnel, and I've got the last of those planted into a bed over there now. Yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to fare or even survive it all guys, but I've got them planted out now. And the 3 all year round cauliflower that did make it, we've planted them into the bed where the garlic was and didn't come up. So we've got those planted now. As I say, Andrew's doing a cracking job over there. And we've now got Tony's assistance, so we can actually get him to do a couple of the heavier jobs for me as well while I've got him here. So that's going to be a great job. Right, we'll catch you later on, guys. We're just going to have this cup of coffee now, and we'll catch you later with another update. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay guys, so the cats have arrived from Amazon. So they actually look quite effective, and like I said, even if they don't work, they'll do as ornaments. So that's one there. And then we have another one here. And of course the eyes light up over night time as well. They've got fluorescent eyes. Then we've got one hanging on the fence. So these come with a spike you can stick them into the ground with, guys. And they're relatively strong. They're good value for money, I believe. And like I said, even if they don't act as a deterrent, they're little ornaments anyways. So that one's hanging on the fence, so it looks like it's actually walking across the top of the fence, or supposedly. That's to stop the birds sitting on the posts on the top. Not sure how the wind's affecting this today, guys. I'm back on the old phone camera. But yeah, and then I've got another one here. They do quite a bit of digging down in this up against this fence. So we've got another cat here. We have one down there, one over there, one here, the one on the fence, and then we have one hanging on that fence over there as well. So, like I said, we don't know how effective these are going to be, whether they're going to stop the birds digging and whatever or not, I'm not sure. Now, it might be that if they do stop them digging in this part here, we might just stick one or two in here, because they're doing quite a bit of digging here as well, as you can see behind the bike trailer, possibly. There's a big hole there being dug. Another one there. This area, to be honest with you, I could live with, but yeah, we need to perhaps either move one or two or buy another pack for the price. As I say, if they're effective, they're worth every penny. So we'll just see how they go, guys, and like I said, they're ornamental even if they don't work. So yeah, so Andrew's just about finished tidying out the garage now, and what an absolute cracking job he's made of that. I can actually, I'll actually be able to walk in and out of there and find things now. Super job. Tony's filling up some of the corn bins for me, for the chickens and the pigeons, humping all the bags of feed up there and starting to fill up all the bins for me, ready for the rest of the week. Another good job. These are all heavy jobs. That my back's giving me a bit of jip this morning, so it's just a bonus these two have landed up here today. It really is. I, on the other hand, haven't got a great deal done except these cats assembled. I've got a few more plants put into the beds. So we've got some more dark basil. Some more dark basil planted. They're only little wee things, but they're better out here than in that greenhouse. They were suffering really bad. And then we've got a little bit of spicy leaves, another couple of, actually no, they're mustards, those ones. And then we've got a couple of the spicy leaves. Just trying to locate them on the camera, guys, but yeah. One of them is really, really small. But yeah. Peas appear to be doing alright. Radish coming along in leaps and bounds now. Courgettes perked up. Turnips have really taken a hold now, guys. Runner beans really coming on. These carrots that started to recover seem to be still recovering and on the mend. Little French dwarf beans we put out seem to have got established now. We've got Tony moving some more stuff over into the garage out of another shed and emptying that for me, so I can move around in that one as well. Predominantly plastic bags that I use for when I'm cleaning out the chickens and what have you. And then we've got the peas down here, which also appear to have gotten a hole now. So I had only 3 cauliflowers in the end that survived, the all year round cauliflowers. And what I've done, this bed here where we had the garlic that never ever came up, however we've got a potato that somehow found its way up there. We're going to leave that to come through, see what happens. So I've planted the 3 cauliflowers, plenty of space between them, into this bed here, and we'll see what happens. Let them come on. You can probably see from that one there, whatever it was in the polytunnel, it's starting to nibble away at the plants. It also took a corner off that one as well. I've made sure the plant was clean before I put it in though. So yeah, onions still appear to be doing okay, guys. Sarpo mirrors, they're coming along fine. These are just the stragglers that I had left over I put in this bed. One actually didn't come up at all. Perhaps that's it up there, it's found its way up there. Highly unlikely. Yeah, all the other potatoes, earlies, and at the far end we've got some Sarpo mirrors in the end of there, all coming along fine. Some spring onions and carrots are starting to appear in here now. Not sure whether you'll be able to see them if I zoom in. Not really, but they are. Another 2 rows of radish, you can clearly see those. And then we've got the little 4 basil plants put in there, dark basils, next to these other cauliflowers that I got off my father-in-law. Moving on, you see the little snow globe turnips now, all got established in this bed, along with the cabbages that are definitely doing better now since being moved. And then we've got 4 Brussels sprouts and 4 purple sprout and broccoli in there as well, guys. Spicy oriental leaves, etc., and mustards coming along in leaps and bounds in this bed. Again, these cabbages were transplanted, starting to take a hold now and starting to grow. Then we've got the iceberg lettuces, all coming along fine. And that's followed by the little gems. And last but not least, the Lola Rossa red lettuce. Oh, quick tour, guys. I've also been over, as I say, I got the last of the seedlings out of the garage, out of the polytunnel, and planted in here now. So that's all the seedlings is planted out now, guys. And we need some rain. That's all I can say. See you later, guys. Bye. Okay, guys. So Andrew and Tony have now left, and they're away going fishing in their kayaks. So yeah. Massive thank you to Andrew for all his hard work, and also to my son for his hard work as well. Andrew's been up here the best part of half a day, a little bit more, about 1 o'clock or something. Got everything out the garage, all pulled out. Even my daughter was helping with that as well, and the grandkids. So yeah, special thanks to my grandkids as well and my daughter. But yeah, cracking job that. That was more than I could have ever dreamed of today, and it just puts that spring back in my stride again now. Sometimes you just need a hand, and when it comes in the form of not even expecting it, it's even better. It really is appreciated, Andrew, and Tony, Michelle, and even the grandkids. 1, it was lovely to see you all again, and 2, the amount of work that Andrew saved me there. it gives me the drive and the motivation now to keep going as well, because now I've got a working space in the garage where I can get in and out and in and out, and I can locate boxes of screws and dibblers and canes, gardening stuff, and some storage space to store the seed trays for next year and the seeds. And the difference that makes in half a day of his time, it's really amazing, and it makes my life so much easier. But more importantly, I just couldn't find the time for it to actually do it. It isn't that it was physically beyond me, I just couldn't find the time to do it. And now that Andrew's done that, he's got no idea on just how much he's helped me. And then consequently, because he freed up some space in there, and lots of it, I had stuff that was piling up in the shed where the corn bins are for feeding the hens, and it was stuff that was just getting put in there, it was taken out of the boot, put in there out of the way, I'll get to move it, and it never ever happened. So that's also now being relocated into the garage. It tidies that shed up as well. Then Tony, these bags of corn were like 25 kilos, and moving an odd one on your own, it's not so bad. But when you've got 5 or 6 of them to trail from the store shed, excuse me, from the corn store up to there, and then fill the bins and mix the corn, it does take it out of me a little bit sometimes. And if I've got all sorts of other things I want to do, I'm torn in my mind by saying, well, what should I do first? I'll do that, and then I'll do that, and then it never gets done. And it's trying to make best use of my time. Now today, ironically, I say make best use of my time. I've not done a great deal because I can't bide the heat out there. I'm on fire. You can probably see my face is like a beetroot. I've been having to dodge in and out of this shed more times than I can care to mention to keep cool. However, I did get the plants planted over in the garden, the last of the seedlings. I did get the cats assembled and put into place. Along with obviously having a chat with the grandkids and Andrew and my daughter and Tony. We had another cup of coffee and we had a sandwich. They'd even landed up with a sandwich and a drink. So they've had sandwiches, and I brought some sandwiches with me, so we've had that. And so half an hour was, excuse me, half an hour was killed with just having sandwiches and cups of coffee. So considering it's 10 to 3 now in the afternoon, we've got a lot done between the three of us, and all with keeping social distancing in mind as well, I may add. So it's been a really good day, guys. I myself haven't got too much done, but I've also now taken the rest of the stuff out of the polytunnel, the framing, the seed trays, etc. They're actually just out on the grass at the moment, but I've planted those tomato cuttings that I'd actually taken in the pots. So I've planted those as well now, guys. So they're in the bed. I'll give you a quick look at those before I leave. They've had a little watering in, just with a little spray bottle. And I'm just sitting in the shed here now, toying with how I'm going to make up the irrigation system. So this is probably not going to happen today, I'm afraid, guys. But each evening now, especially when it's as hot as this, I have to keep a real good check on these plants in the greenhouse. As you've seen, it was 41.2 degrees in there yesterday afternoon. So I'm going to, after work each day, like it or not, I'm going to have to come up to keep an eye on these plants. So each night I come up, I might just do a little bit with the irrigation, join a few connectors, etc, etc, until we eventually get there through the week. And then when the system is actually finished and presumably functional, we'll show you it in operation, guys. Just one thing I want to mention as well, that battery that I actually installed on the solar panel system yesterday, it was about half flat. There was about half capacity. By 11 o'clock this morning, the battery was fully charged. It's shown on the display now, fully charged, 11 o'clock this morning. Now, when I say that solar panel puts out about an amp, just over an amp, in bright sunshine like we're getting at the moment, bear in mind when you're doing solar systems, guys, that it's only as good as the amount of sunshine you get. They do work with no sunshine, and they will put a trickle into the battery constantly. Now this particular one puts out in good sunshine approximately an amp, 1 amp, but that's 1 amp per hour. So you get 8 hours sunshine, it puts 8 amps into that battery, and it's only a 7 amp battery. So in theory it takes 7 hours to do fully charged from flat. You should never run the flat, by the way, but just to give you an idea and a gauge of what size solar panel you might need for each of your projects. So that little 25 watt solar panel puts out 1 amp in good strong sunshine like we're getting now per hour, and I'm using a 7 amp battery, so in 7 hours it's fully charged in theory. You might get slightly less than an amp, or you might get slightly more than an amp depending on how good the sunshine is and you've got the directioning right. That's obviously in a good area. The battery was topped up by 11 o'clock this morning. Well, when I looked at the gauge, shown fully charged. That battery is fully restored and ready to go. So there we go, guys. I'm babbling on a little bit again now. Before I do leave, I will try and give you a look in the lofts at the at least in one of the lofts with the pigeons that's going through the breeding cycle, and have a look at the birds sitting on the eggs. There's not a lot to see really, but yeah, we'll give you a little bit of an update in there. And I'll give you a quick look around the polytunnel with what we have got done, and then we'll leave it there for the day. I'm just having this cup of coffee again now, guys, because I'm melting and dehydrating again as always. You're probably sick of hearing me saying that, but the truth of the matter is I am. I've got the fan going as well, so I apologise if there's any noise in the background, because I can't sit here without this fan on now. It really is that extreme in here. Okay guys, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, stay tuned, and we'll give you a final catch up before we'll finish for the day. Catch you later. Okay guys, so as promised, a little catch up in the pigeon loft. So here you can see the reduced opal cock sitting on his eggs, and basically he's sitting on 2 eggs in his box. You can see the grills are working well, and that gives you an idea of how long you'll get out of this before you need to clean it. So that's since last weekend, next to nothing there. In this box here, we haven't got any eggs at all yet off the brown barless hen, but she's just been sitting on the nest and just got off the nest, paired up to the the blue barless cock. Then we have the ice hen here, guys. I had high hopes for this. She is going in and out of the box, but as you can see, we still don't have any eggs off it as yet. Then we have the Staff Van Reach, the old trusted faithfuls, sitting on his 2 eggs. And then we've got the old man. His hen's gone through the motions, and as you can see, he's going through the motions as well, sitting on his eggs. Highly unlikely that they're going to hatch, but we might be able to pinch one off one of the other nests and give him a chick to rear. In the next nest we have another 2 eggs, and this is off the opal pied hen and the qualmond cock. It's a bit hot in here. They do get off the eggs periodically and leave them like this to get a bit of a cool. This is perfectly normal, perfectly natural, so no need to worry. In here, guys, we've got the white bar cock, and he's sitting on his 2 eggs. He's paired to an indigo bar hen. And then in the next nest we have the brown khaki cock. He's duly sitting his 2 eggs, and he's paired to an almond hen. Then down below him we have an indigo cock, and you can see the steel grey head and the steel grey markings in amongst the brown feathering. He looks a bit like a mealy pigeon, but he's actually an indigo. He's an indigo bar. And of course he's sitting his 2 eggs duly as well. Everybody's peace and quiet. They're all settled down in here now, guys. They're a lot calmer now they have the mates. As you can see, I'm walking around the loft without too much fuss. The little ice hen is still a little bit nervous. She's not a normal racing pigeon, and they are a bit of a flighty breed by nature. But even she's starting to settle down, guys. So I'm hoping to get eggs out of her, but as yet we've got nothing. So she's one of the main birds that I really want the eggs out of. And there's her mate just arrived into the nest now. So yeah. And as I said, the eggs that were uncovered, there's the cockbird, the qualmond. He's away back onto the nest now that have a chance to cool a touch. All a perfect natural cycle, these guys. The birds know what they're doing, and Mother Nature always knows best. So that's just a quick update in the shed, guys. Hope you've enjoyed that, and we'll give you more of an update as the chicks start to hatch and you can watch them growing. Catch you later, guys. Bye. 25 in the evening, guys. 20 to 5, and it's 43 degrees in this polytunnel. Absolutely unbelievable. Now you know why I can't spend more than a couple of minutes in here at any one time. Just thought I'd show that, guys. Catch you later. Bye. Okay, guys, so I still have these little bits and pieces to put away. This is just stuff that was in the polytunnel. Seed trays and one thing and another that's now empty. Just need to get them all put away. We've got the strawberries sitting out here in the soak tray, which is bone dry, of course, by the way now. We're leaving them to just dry back a bit now, and we're giving them a bit of sunshine. Also because something's attacking in the greenhouse, I'm not sure what yet. I don't want it to start on the strawberries as well. And you can probably see by, there's still one of these strawberries is really struggling, and I'm not sure why, but this one here, it is still alive. It's had plenty of water. We've tried letting it dry back, we've tried giving it plenty more water, and it doesn't seem to matter what I'm doing, I'm still losing it, guys. But the rest are all doing really well, and they're all bursting into flower. So if eight out of the 9 survive, that'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 plants in total there. So if only 8 of them survive, then so be it. By the way, guys, I bought these bamboos as well. I forgot to mention this. These are 8-foot bamboos. Really, really superior quality bamboos. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I've got a little idea in my head over in the grown area with a sort of wigwam structure. But just to give you an idea of the thickness and quality of these. That's how thick they are. They're about 12 to 14 mil on this bottom end here. Obviously they taper out at the top. But the reviews on Amazon were fantastic. There's 50 in there, and I think they were about 47 quid or something like that. So to me, excellent value, because you get years and years of use out of bamboos, guys. Not only that, if I decide I have some 4-foot structures or cages I want to make, I can cut them in half, and I've got double them, I've got 100. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet, but they were just too good a bargain to let go. So you hear a slight change in the polytunnel now, and this is where we had the beds and everything, the framing for all the seedlings and whatever. Yeah. And what we've done now is we've planted the cuttings. So that's the big mama cutting, followed by a few Shirleys. So we've planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cuttings. These are all suckers taken off these plants here, guys. And it's an experiment. We're going to see how they do. And of course, they're planted later than these ones. So in theory, once these ones stop cropping, hopefully these will produce something and give us a tail end crop. That's the theory anyways, guys. And I can't believe this butternut squash, but look, I tied that up again this morning, and it's now can be tied again. It's now reached the top now, guys, and I'm going to take out that growing tip tomorrow if it's up here. So yeah, unbelievable the size of it. Now I'm not sure if anybody knows anything about butternut squashes, but perhaps it could help me out with this. So on here you can see the flowers have died, but there looks to be what looks like the start of a butternut squash. And I'm not sure if anyone can give me a bit of advice on that, whether they are or it's just a stump of where the flowers have died. But there is loads and loads and loads of flowers on this, guys. Now down the bottom here, I've noticed I've got some dead flowers here as well, but I don't have that bulbing up like I do on that one there, for instance, or this one here, or that one there. So if they are the formings of butternut squash, can you leave me a note in the comment section, guys? I'd much appreciate that, because if that's the case, then there's at least 3 butternut squash on this plant, and there's literally hundreds more flowers coming up on this plant all over the place. Now some will be male flowers, and I can't tell the difference, guys, so I'm not sure. Likewise on this little one on this side here, we've got one there. That looks to be the start of a butternut squash, although that one looks as though it's going to drop off any minute. And then we've got a couple more up here that look like the startings of butternut squash. Again, I'm not sure whether they are, or that's just a cupping where the flower stems out from. If anybody knows, guys, please leave me a comment in the bottom and help me along on that. Also, I've noticed on 1 or 2 of these peppers that I'm getting some little tiny pinholes in the leaves. Can anybody advise what type of insect would cause that, and what sort of measures I need to take to get this stopped, because it's starting to do me head in now, guys. I've noticed that something has now also made a start on the lettuces. And likewise, the little pinhole in again in the leaves on this one here. And if you can see the cucumber now, there's like a bit of a webbing around there, I don't know if you can see. And likewise here, guys. Anybody got any tips, please leave them in the comment section. What type of insect would cause that, guys? Is it spider mite, or is it I don't know, is it green fly? I can't see any green fly in here, or that's not to say there isn't any. Yeah, any tips on that, guys, and what I need to get to combat it? Really appreciate it. I don't want to lose those cucumbers now. I have to get them as far as that, or anything else for that matter. The going's been pretty tough to get them to this stage. Any help on that, really appreciate it, guys. So as you can see up here on the solar system, our battery is now fully charged. The arrow is no longer flashing, which means it stopped pushing the charge into there. That's what the controller is all for, so you don't overcharge your battery, and so that the excess power doesn't run back to the solar panel up there. So that battery is now fully charged, and we've still got this set up here, and we just need to do the irrigation, and it's going to come down here. Then it's got to split into 2 to come up 2 different beds, up this bed and down this bed. Now I'm probably not going to have enough drippers for to go every single plant, so what we'll do is we'll try and put it so that about here, so that at least it wets the area. And another one there wets the area, and one between these 2 tomato plants here wets the area, and then one at this end. We're going to try and do it that way, guys. I don't need to be able to water every single plant, I just need to be able to keep the beds moist, but without wetting the foliage of the actual plants as well, and even that will be a saving. And likewise down this side, because I don't know how strong the pump is on this, so I'm not sure whether it'll be sufficient to pump water down this bed and that one as well, or whether I'm going to need to take another pump and fit it to this side and run this one independently and that one independently. Might need two, guys. Hopefully the one is going to do. Oh, I need to get out of this sun. I am on fire again, or I've only been out 30 seconds, and I need to get in the shade. The heat is horrendous, guys. I'm not going to get a lot more done. I'm probably going to tidy this up here, and that's going to be me, guys. Catch you later. Bye. Okay, guys, back in the shed again now. I can't really abide being out in that heat. It's so oppressive. Another cup of coffee. Yeah, I'm absolutely butchering the coffee at the moment, guys. The fan on in the background again. I was only out there about possibly 2 minutes, I would think it was, and the sweat was pouring out of me. I'm back in here, I'm sitting in front of the fan, blowing nice cool air all over me, having the cup of coffee. I'm still conscious that I've still got to go and tidy those little seed trays away, put them away in a shed somewhere, and then that's it. I'm going to make my way home, guys. So although I didn't get as much done as I would have liked to have done, me personally, it was a fantastic day, because I got the garage cleaned out, I got the other shed cleaned out, I've got space in there, I can go and find things when I need to, and it saved so much time for me, basically. It really is appreciated when people give a hand out. It really is, guys. I can't express in words just how grateful I am for that help, because it just makes my life so much easier. It really does, guys. And the back ache work that was done today as well by the two lads, again, really appreciated. That means I could have a slightly leisurely day today, which I've really enjoyed, and it's just as well because I've had to come in and out of this shed like a yo-yo all day, or I would have got nothing done, basically, guys. So yes, thanks again to my daughter, my son-in-law and my son, and the grandkids, of course, for their help and input today. Really appreciate it. Nice to see you all again. I hope you've enjoyed the little bit of content that I have been able to give you today, guys. And again, it was just something a little bit different, a little update with the pigeons as promised. So we've managed to cram a little bit of everything in. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, practical, and keep yourself out of harm's way. And we hope to see you again in the next video. If you aren't subscribed to my video, please hit the subscribe button, then hit the little bell icon on the right, and that'll alert you to every time I put up a new video. So thanks for following me along. Any comments in the section regarding the butternut squash would be really appreciated. If there's anyone has experience of that, that would really be appreciated. Take care, and we'll see you again. Bye, guys.